All right, everybody, here we are. The day has come. Leslie is ready to do her white belt test. Leslie, how you feeling? You ready for the test?
Good.
Yeah? Ready to go? Mm-hmm. All right, we're going to get started here in just a minute. Girls, what do you think? You think Mom's ready?
Yeah.
All right, they're being silly. Okay, well, let's warm up a little bit and get ready and film this thing.
Sounds good.
Cool.
Hey, Mr. Koppel, this is Leslie Williams doing my white belt test. I have my husband Joel here to assist. And I will start with the palm strike. Feet about shoulder width apart, one leg back, back heel up, hands up and open. And the front hand, the lead hand would be like a jab, and then the back hand would be more of a cross. And you want to make sure that you pivot on the back foot. When you use that hand, that's your power hand. Angle. And make sure you breathe out on contact. Second would be the front instep kick. Same stance, kick with the back foot, and you're just going to kick like that. And the main area that you're kicking with is this part of your foot, bottom part of your leg, and you're kicking towards the groin. The front choke defense is how to defend yourself from a front choke. So if my right hand goes up, left foot goes back, turn to the left to break, I can use a combative, and then to get away. And then the side clinch is more of a power move to get control over the person that's trying to attack you. And this gives me control over him. It makes his arm a little too far away to try to punch. I can pull him. And then that opens him up to combatives and then being able to get away. And that concludes my white belt test. Thank you.
Starting with the palm strikes, one thing I want to talk to you about was kind of our hand placement. So when we're doing this, we just need to get a little bit more comfortable with where our hands are at. So I always make a joke about like Ricky Bobby, what do I do with my hands kind of thing. So we just want to have them, up near our chin and like below our eyes. So we're not up here. We're not going to be way down here. So when you're doing your palm strikes, your hand were about shoulder level. So if you think about what am I trying to protect in this instance, okay, it's my face. All right. So a lot of times when people are fighting, they're going to be throwing punches towards your head. So if my hands are down here near my shoulders, just because it's comfortable, my head's completely exposed, and it's going to take a second to get my hand up there to block versus having my hands already up there. So that's just where we want to be. Okay, hands up, elbows in. All right, the next thing is learning to drive forward when we strike. So, when you were striking, you were a little bit off balance. It's because our stance was too narrow. So towards that third set, when you were doing the palm strikes, you actually like almost, I don't want to say fell, but you were really off balance just because we need to widen up our stance a little bit more than shoulder width apart. Okay, so hands are up. And then just driving, move your feet. Don't be afraid to, move, because fights, they're going to move. I don't want to stay in one spot. I want to become the aggressor, and I'm hitting and I'm moving and I'm backing them up. So that way I'm the aggressor. They're on their heels. It's going to be a lot better off for me in that case. All right. So definitely want to work on that. Going to the groin kick. So that was pretty solid. You were hitting with the correct area. Everything looked good there. Once again, we want to focus on what are we doing with our hands. So bringing them up just a little bit, and then not looking down at the pad, because if I look down at the pad, I'm going to telegraph what I'm about to do. All right. I always want to look center chest. Anytime we're in a fight, self-defense situation, whatever it is, we're always looking center of the chest. That way we can see their whole entire body rotating, what it's doing. That's kind of like the center point that we want to look at and use our peripherals and whatnot for other stuff. But if I look down, now they know where I'm striking. Plus, mine's an amazing thing. Generally, wherever we look, that's where we want to kick. So if I'm looking center chest, I'm going to try to kick that high. So now I'm going to have a lot more power in that kick just by looking there versus down here, because then I'm only kicking to about right there. So you'll notice the moment that you do that, bring your eyes up and kick through the target, it's going to be a lot more power. On the front choke, so I cover and turn, and that's just a preference thing, and you'll see that in the next level. But one thing, when you are bringing your arm up to do the shoulder break, don't drop your hand down. So you're kind of like this, almost like you were swimming. All right, so it's one, and then I'm dropping my elbow. Okay, so if you are going to do the shoulder roll or break, if you will, that's where we need to be. When I cover and turn, it's the same thing. I'm dropping my elbow. All right, now from there, you threw a great elbow strike as a transition strike, and then you disengage. So one thing I really encourage students to do is watch the white belt tip video that I made that talks about getting control, throwing some palm strikes, working our way to the clinch, throwing a couple knees, and disengaging. So what that's doing, okay, is you got to think about what's happening here. If someone is choking me, they're trying to do a lot of damage to me. All right, they're trying to take my life away. So I need to make sure after I break that grip that I got to do what I got to do to make sure that they no longer attack me. So if I come right here, that elbow, sure, could it knock someone out? Of course it could. But I want to make sure that I neutralize the threat. So as I'm here, I can throw that elbow, but we're going to go to what we call cross face. I'm going to grip nice and tight. Then from there, I'm going to be throwing that palm strike, driving forward, work my way into the clinch, throwing my knees, then I disengage. So you're just learning how to control the person. Super important that we do that. Learn how to control them to throw effective combatives, because that's what's really, really, really important, is being able to throw strikes that are going to do damage, so that way I can get out of there as fast as I can. I don't want to throw a lot of strikes and try to stay into the fight. All right, so definitely want to work that up. And then with our clinch, just being a lot tighter on our clinch. So his arm, Joel's arm, was actually way up here. He could have just reached around you and hip tossed you if you felt like it. So, we need to make sure that we're gluing the arm that's controlling right above the tricep, like that's glued to my chest. So that way it's locked in place. All right, they're not going to be able to get it free because you're locking down two joints. You're locking down the elbow joint, the wrist joint. It's really hard for them to pull that arm free. And then you got that clear shot with those knees and groin kicks like you were doing. But you just got to be tighter with it. And then also that other hand, I don't want to be too relaxed. I want to be as tight as I can, like I'm holding on to a cliff. Okay, are you going to be really relaxed, or are you going to be trying to, pull yourself up? All right, so, you're relaxed, you're going to fall. If you're relaxed, they're going to get free. But I'm nice and tight. That way I can throw those effective knees, groin kicks, and then we disengage. Okay, so what I'd like for you to do, spend a couple hours on cleaning this up and practicing and picking up that aggression intensity and whatnot. And then from there, when you go to refilm your test for me, just do it 3 times from one angle. All right, I'm not going to make you do 3 times from 3 angles. You don't even got to explain everything like you did to me again. This will take, no more than a minute for you to do, but I just want to make sure that we can clean it up and see that you have that proficiency level. But if you have any questions, feel free to ask. Other than that, take care, be safe.
Hey, Mr. Koppel, I've reviewed the feedback that you sent and hopefully cleaned up the things that you wanted me to clean up. So I'm going to show you those now, starting with the palm strike, keeping my hands up closer or more in front of my face and shoulders in, and my stance wider and with better balance. Right, with the groin kick, again, better balance, hands up and not looking at the target, but looking more at the center of the chest. The front choke, to not drop my arm all the way, do my elbow and keep it in closer, and then go into the cross face to have more control. And then the side clinch to keep his arm closer, just again to have more control. That's it, Mark. Thank you.
So here we are at the conclusion of Leslie's journey to white belt. I hope that you all have enjoyed this. It's been work, but also pleasure on my part to do this episode for you all, or this series for you all, because as you know, if you've been watching the series, Leslie is unique because she is my spouse. She's my wife. And this has just been a real blessing for me to see her become engaged with this amazing company, GMAU, and with the Krav Maga program in particular, for which I am in the instructor training program. So this is all very exciting to me. So just a couple of key points that I want to highlight along the way. First of all, I hope that this is beneficial for those of you who are already in a GMAU program, whether that be Krav Maga, Shotokan, Ultimate Bow, Muay Thai, it doesn't matter. I hope that this will give you real life insight into what it's like to enroll in these courses, set yourself up in the system, go through the training, submit tests, and even retest, which is really the standard, to be honest with you. So I hope that that is helpful in being able to see that and to see this personal experience and this personal journey from her perspective. I also hope that you will notice that there were very specific details that Dustin focused on that she needed to fix before she was able to move on. And I think that this is a good example of the standards that are set within GMAU. You don't just submit a test and you're done. You have to demonstrate proficiency at a preset level. And of course, that level of proficiency is modified or adjusted according to whether you're a white belt, yellow belt, brown belt, etc. But notice that what she had to do was to resubmit a test where she addressed each one of those specific details that he wanted her to fix, and ultimately she was able to get past that that challenge and reach the goal of, in this case, of passing the white belt test. So again, I hope that this is useful to you all. It's a very personal thing to me. This has been a special project in that regard, and you know, you're getting a glimpse into my life and into my family's life as a result of this. So this is just a really exciting project for me to be involved in, and I wish you all the best in your training and in your testing. I know that we're going through a difficult time with you know, this pandemic, and boy, are we well prepared for something like this, to be able to have such quality instruction and training, and to be able to do it from home already. We're already in a good place. So you know, thank God for GMAU for that. So be safe, be well, take care of yourselves. Until next time, see you later. Bye-bye.